We just got a tweet 27 minutes ago from Coffee Stain, and we're going to read the tweet and then we're going to watch the video and do React Andy to it. The video is about 10 minutes long. That's in today's day and age, that's pretty long. We got a little bit of news about update 7, a little bit of news. Not only do we share what's coming in this little update, but also when it's coming. Okay, let's take a look.
Hi, hey, hello, good morning. My name is Snood. I'm one of the community managers at Coffee Stain Studios, and welcome to another video with me in it, I guess. Today we're going to be talking about what you can expect to see from us for the rest of this year, as well as what's coming up in the next update. So, ooh, exciting. All right. It's been a busy year, and while you may not have seen too much new content from us this year, there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes. So I just want to quickly catch you up. So if you've seen any of our recent streams or YouTube videos, you may know that we've shifted development of the game towards leaving early access and finalizing the game for 1.0. This means that all decisions we're taking regarding development of the game prioritize this goal. And in the past, we sort of focused on purely on developing towards the next major update, but now our attention is sort of divided between, finishing content for the future release of the game, as well as whatever content we intend to release along the way, such as update 6 and 7. As of right now, this is what we're currently working on. So since the launch of update 5 last year, we've been working on content intended to be part of the final release of the game. This is new content that we haven't shown off yet and won't show off until the final release of the game. And this
is already what we talked about, what I speculated on. They have people working on the actual finished product, and then they got more people working on updates along the way, and they'll have to keep. They're probably running whatever 2 versions of the game, so we're getting stuff that's not going to give us probably a lot of clues of what's coming in 1.0. So they're probably skunk works, that kind of thing, where they've got all the stuff they're doing for 1.0, and then they've also got stuff that they're planning out as regular updates. And obviously they're going to keep both sides updated correctly with that. So it looks like the updates we're getting, based on what I'm hearing so far, will continue, is not going to give us a lot of clues as to what's coming in 1.0, it seems.
includes, but is not limited to, sort of what the functionality of those items that you can pick up in the world is, and SAM and that stuff, and a narrative to be told along with the existing gameplay. The narrative, by the way, is not going to take the center stage or anything like that. It's going to be told sort of on.
Wait, he's not talking about update 7, is he? Let's look at this again. Was he talking about update 7, or was he talking about the game? Oh, we're talking about Satisfactory, Riddler.
We're working on content intended to be part of the final release of the game. This is new content that we haven't shown off yet and won't show off until the final release of the game. And this includes, but is not limited to, sort of what the functionality of those items that you can pick up in the world is.
This is all 1.0.
SAM and that stuff, and a narrative to be told along with the existing gameplay. The narrative, by the way, is not going to take the center stage or anything like that. It's going to be told sort of on the sidelines of the main game.
Okay.
Because Satisfactory is first and foremost a factory building sandbox.
Bingo!
While working on this, we're also working on releasing another smaller update this year that we refer to as update 7. And yes, you heard that right. We're planning to release this update this year, so more on that in a bit. We're also working on the map itself. There's still a bunch of work left when it comes to finishing up Massage to ABB, and some of these changes may or may not impact your factories with some, new grown vegetation. We've done this dance before. There will be no new biomes added to the game, but we are planning on removing an area called Paradise Island, because it is right on the border of the map and it's kind of close to the kill plane, and we don't plan to add anything there anyway. So since it's a bit enticing to build there and it's a bit weird with it being so close to the kill plane, we feel that it's probably for the better if we just take it out behind the shed.
Okay.
Another thing of note is that we've decided to revamp the red bamboo fields that were previously marked as being close to finish, so expect some mild to significant changes to foliage and landscape in that area. I've supplied an updated version of the planned map changes we're making, so if you're interested in that, please check the description. And it is yet to be determined sort of when these new world updates will be released, so we'll see. There are several system overhauls and performance improvements we are currently working on continuously along with everything else that's going on. For the most part, these are released alongside the regular updates of the game, but occasionally we made a standalone patches where we wanted to test something with them, or we wanted your feedback on something. So, but yeah, for the most part, every update we release contain a number of fixes for performance and multiplayer anyways, so they tend to go into those. And lastly, we're also working on dedicated server support. At the moment, dedicated server support is still experimental and it is available, but there's still a lot of work left for them. Similar to the previously mentioned track, dedicated server improvements tend to be nestled into other updates for the most part. For the overall production of the game, we're quite happy with how things are going, but we don't really know exactly when the game will be fully finished, as we're still trying to figure out exactly what a feature-complete Satisfactory will consist of. So, now that we've gone over the overall work that's going on, let's dive into Update 7 specifically.
Thank you.
So, Update 7 is going to...
Okay, so more info now about Update 7. So he's kind of laying the groundwork for launch. And he said exactly what we've been saying on this stream. I've said it over and over again. I'm like, okay, whatever they do, narrative driven or whatever, it's not going to be where it takes over the game. And we already discussed, like we say it all the time here. We say, look, at the end of the day, this game is about building factories effectively. So we, in this other stuff is going to be kind of taking a back seat to the main core of the game, where I want to come in, I want to play, I want to make factories, I want to move stuff around, I want to build stuff and feed into other stuff. For 1.0, he said that, of course, they're working on 1.0, and it's going to contain stuff like that. There's no clues of what we're looking for. For me, I mean, everyone's looking for different things. I'm looking for, like, tier 9 and 10 and stuff like that, but that's probably all under wraps. And so they're continuing to work on stuff for 1.0, and performance improvements are a part of that. Now he's going to talk about Update 7. Let's see if there's any clues about Update 7. We know it's coming this year.
Be another small update. In fact, it's going to be even smaller than Update 6. There are a few reasons for this. It's partly because we want to get some changes into the game sooner rather than later, so we can get some feedback from y'all, so we can keep iterating on it going forward, but also because of some overall scheduling reasons. The plan is to release this update on experimental in November and subsequently patch it up so it's ready to release on the early access branch before the end of this year. What exactly this update will contain fluctuates a little bit because the production window for this update is pretty short, so it's hard to say exactly what will be ready in time for this update. It sort of boils down to what we can manage to get done within the time frame. But let's go through a couple of things that we know today will be in Update 7. So, something that's been highly requested by you all is the addition of multiple game modes for Satisfactory. This is something that we've confirmed in the past that we want to include, and in Update 7 we plan to make an initial release of this. Now, there's a long list of requested game modes on our QA site. Some more likely to happen than others, so I thought I'd take a moment to address a couple of them. One of the most highly requested game modes is Creative Mode. This is something that we intend to add to the game eventually, but not until we're closer to the final release, as we still sort of need to collect feedback regarding the balancing of the game, and we feel that if we introduce a Creative Mode, it will sort of muddy the waters and potentially get conflicting feedback from most of the player base. So Creative Mode will come, just not until 1.0 probably. Another popular request is some form of peaceful mode where creatures won't attack the player, and this is going to be available in Update 7. We might extend this.
What? Okay. Creative Mode. Welcome to WKALI Radio. Cookie Monster 420, thank you for the follow. Yeah, last tiers would probably reveal story stuff, yeah. So I think they're holding down again. We're not seeing, like, I don't think we're going to see a bunch of stuff in this game that's going to add new tiers and like stuff like that. It looks to me like everything's getting prepped for certain things, and they're looking at certain requests. So the first thing is talking about different modes. Creative Mode is coming in the future, and we don't know what the definition of that is. Okay, but it looks like what we're getting in Update 7 is a mode where monsters don't attack you. Let's look at this again.
regarding the balancing of the game, and we feel that if we introduce a creative mode, it will sort of muddy the waters and potentially get conflicting feedback from most of the player base. So creative mode will come, just not until 1.0 probably. Another popular request is some form of peaceful mode where creatures won't attack the player.
Peaceful mode.
And this is going to be available in Update 7.
Okay. Peaceful mode will be available in Update 7. And that's coming November. That's coming in November. Yeah, I mean, we're talking, you know, Zwergen, we're talking like peaceful mode to me means you don't have to worry. To me, that's like creative mode. I mean, isn't that creative mode? I mean, isn't that kind of the same thing? To me, creative mode is, you know, let me just like, I don't want any bother. Unless, you know, maybe there's more things in creative mode. But they're going to have something called peaceful mode, which will be available November. This is coming to experimental. And of course, I'll take my save and I'll just play an experimental. You know, I mean, I move to me, that's production. So I go to experimental immediately with my save. I'll take an old, you know, I don't think it's going to get corrupted or anything like that, but we'll go into experimental as soon as it's available in November. So, but am I going to actually create a save that's called peaceful mode and all it is about monsters not attacking? No, I don't care. I don't care about that. Let's see what else he has to say. And I am live streaming right now and recording this for YouTube, so I will be interacting with chat as well. Unlimited, yeah, maybe okay. Creative is where Zwergen hits the ball out of the park again. It looks like creative is probably unlimited materials, blah, 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 blah. Just go build your giant structures and architectural design and you don't have to worry about nothing else. So that's probably creative mode. And to be honest, creative mode for me personally would be a good testing ground. I just want to go practice building something that I'm going to incorporate into my main save. I would go to creative mode and try it all out there and see how it goes, and then take that knowledge and bring it into the regular game. For me personally, I would never make creative mode my main thing, although there's a lot of people that would just totally flood into that. There's a lot of people that would be like, I'm only going to do creative mode. Totally understood. There's a lot of amazing things you can do in this game. Let's continue.
We might extend this a bit in the future, but for this release, we're just going to make it so that you can switch off creature aggression, essentially. For now...
Oh, it's just going to be a switch. So, what? So, creative mode, what? Is it a new game?
And potentially get conflicting feedback from most of the players.
Let's listen.
So, creative mode will come, just not until 1.0 probably. Another popular request is some form of peaceful mode where creatures won't attack the player, and this is going to be available in Update 7. We might extend this a bit in the future, but for this release, we're just going to make it so that you can switch off creature aggression, essentially.
It's just
for now,
a switch.
peaceful mode will be the only mode included in this update, but there's more coming in the future. Other often requested modes include being able to set daytime hours, god mode, you know, no fall damage, start with everything unlocked, not losing inventory on death, you know, the list kind of goes on and on.
Are they gonna yeah, I think they're gonna slowly do these different modes. A mode where everything is unlocked would
And I can't really say at this point in time which ones will be implemented or not, but there are a lot of them that are on our radar, so yeah. Game modes will support settings that are both persistent, i.e. you configure them before you start a new save file, and settings that can be set for the play session. So, remember the talk we had before the launch of Update 6, where I mentioned that we might change how overclocking works in the game? And then like at the last second, we decided not to do that for Update 6? Will we be doing that for Update 7? No, but seriously, there is going to be a slight change to overclocking in Update 7. we think. I mean, we know. I mean, like we're still kind of working on this, so I can't give like a real update on this at this very moment because, like I said, things are fluctuating a little bit. However, one change we do know we intend to make for overclocking in Update 7 is how overclocking works for power generators. At the moment, overclocking power generators does not affect the fuel to power ratio. Both the fuel burn rate and the power output are increased proportionally, meaning fuel to power follows like a linear formula when overclocking. However, their operating rate does not. So when overclocking power, you get a mismatch between these two values. So power generators do what we refer to internally as following a linear formula in a stupid way. Mark made sure to tell you that, okay? In Update 7, their operating rate is going to match their power output. It's silly that they don't, and it's like just unnecessarily confusing. It's one of those things that we've been wanting to fix for a long time, but we just haven't been able to get around to it until now. With this change, we're also making an adjustment to the nuclear power plant's water requirement. So currently, nuclear power plants require 300 cubic meters of water per minute at 100%, which would become 750 at 250%. Quick maths. Which is impossible to deliver with the current pipes, essentially. So we'll be reducing the water to 240 or lower at 100% in the future.
I think I ran into this nuclear thing with water, this problem, probably last year when I did nuclear. But again, he's talking about Update 7. He's talking about overclocking things. Now, he's talking about power. Like, the only things I really overclock so far that I really do myself is like the resource extraction is the only thing I really overclock. I don't go deep into overclocking on stuff yet. It depends, like later on I will on certain things. But I mean, whatever, they want to make those adjustments or they want to call them fixes. I don't see like this kind of stuff, like to me, it's like not a big deal. You know what I mean? I don't know so far, Update 7 is a dud in my mind. The only thing I see potentially for me or anyone is like, oh, let's turn off aggression mode. But so far, Update 7 truly is like not much of anything.
Change shouldn't break any existing power setups that you may have. At worst, you'll be delivering too much water to your power plants. So, yay. Another change we're making is regarding the coupons and the Awesome Sync. So in the Awesome Sync, there are now 2 tracks that are used for syncing items.
What is this? Is this something new? Are there going to be 2 inputs?
One is for the regular parts of the game, and the other is for organic data capsules crafted from alien protein. This means that there will be a difference in return on effort between the regular parts that you sync and the organic data capsules, giving you like another incentive sort of for dealing with the local fauna. So regardless of how many points you've synced in the Awesome Sync by now, you'll still get like a fair number of coupons for the capsules since their points accumulate on their own track. In the future, we're also planning on rebalancing the coupon costs for the Awesome Shop in general. There's also a couple of quality of life improvements coming in this update with the most...
Okay, coupon shop, but notice he didn't say there was anything new added to the coupon store. So there'll be stuff you can do with all that stuff you pick up from the wildlife to create capsules and feed in. That's a separate track. So the exponential nature of the cost of goods to get coupons is probably going to be pretty high for everyone. But when you start making capsules with Update 7, you're going to get a lot of coupons quickly because the exponential nature hasn't taken over yet. It's a separate track. What is CNA? But to me, the thing is, the game gives you plenty of coupons. I mean, it's easy to buy out almost everything in the store that you need. So, but they're doing that, like, I think it's probably okay to where, like, you're killing monsters over and over again. What are you going to do as DNA? Yeah, the thing you put together and it's going to feed in separately, or it's going to give you a separate track for coupons. So you'll get more coupons effectively. That's a use for that, correct? So that's by killing animals, right, Zorgan? It just gets you more coupons effectively. The big thing here, though, so far is that there's nothing new coming in the coupon store. in Update 7. So I was hoping that he'd be like, okay, here's some new crap in the coupon store, but that wouldn't make sense because that would mean that like there would be stuff architecturally or whatever that you're going to be using. And I just feel like they're just setting this game up for a launch is how I feel it's going. Let's go on. He's going to talk about some QOL stuff now.
Significant being that we've improved sort of how conveyor belt building works, and we've implemented so that snapping to walls and foundations will automatically switch to the wall mount. And drumroll, we've added ceiling mounts for.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, this is pretty good. This is a ceiling mounts wall automatically.
Conveyor belts. Exciting times, all right? I don't know why I'm downplaying that
Look
feature.
at what is this?
It is kind of sweet, actually.
Did you see that little video clip?
We've added ceiling mounts for conveyor belts. Exciting time.
Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Okay, wall and ceiling. Yeah, this is going to be really nice. Oh, this is good. This is good stuff. That's a good QOL so far for Update 7. You know, this is the best thing I've seen so far for me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to WKALI Radio. Summerchild, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. We are recording this for YouTube, so we will continue on here and see what else he has to say. That's good QOL right there with the mounting.
All right. I don't know why I'm downplaying that feature because it is kind of sweet, actually. I also want to mention that I think I said in the last video that we were planning on releasing a couple of more updates to creatures in Update 7.
Yeah.
Spoke too soon because, yeah, that will likely not happen.
Okay.
It will probably happen later down the line.
No changes
It's partly
to
because
creatures.
there were some dependencies or something in the work that goes into the world changes I mentioned previously. So we'll see when those creature changes make it in. There'll also be a couple of bug fixes and performance improvements coming in Update 7 as usual. But apart from that, these are sort of the things that you can sort of expect in this update. You know, there might be one or two more features added if we have time, but, you know, that's it for the most part. So yeah, I just want to kind of set expectations here.
And then, yeah, the unlocking of those will probably be unlocked in the Awesome Shop. That would be good. Yeah, that would be good. I would rather have them there than in the MAM. So the Awesome Shop, that would be perfect if they did that. That would be perfect.
This is a small update. And lastly, I want to mention a little bit something about Fixmas, our seasonal event that we run at the end of the year. A lot of folks have asked us recently if we're doing Fixmas this year as well, and the answer is yes, we are. But because this update is coming so close to the end of the year, we'll most likely be so wrapped up with that, so we won't be able to make like any new additions to Fixmas this time around. So this year's seasonal event will pretty much be a rerun of last year's Fixmas, but I think it's still going to be pretty fun. And on that note, we're going to round off this video. Hopefully you feel informed about many things. You know, there'll be more videos coming up, keeping you up to speed regarding the work that goes into Update 7. So hit that old subscribe button if you want. But, you know, that's up to you, though. You know, you're your own castle. I don't want you to feel like I'm pressuring you or anything like that. You know, take your time, think it over. You know, I'll love you regardless of your decision. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.
I love these guys. Okay, so for the people watching on YouTube, if you're still here, just want to let you know, I'll be doing a lot of this kind of thing where I will be covering stuff during my regular live stream here on Twitch. I'll give you the link to Twitch down in the description there. I am running the live stream right now. Also, just to let you know, looking forward into the future for me, I want to do more videos for YouTube. We're looking 100% videos, obviously, for Satisfactory. It's slowly becoming like my favorite game of all time. And then as next year progresses, we're definitely going to be working into Starfield. Starfield from Bethesda, which is supposed to launch first half next year. We will be focusing on that as well in the future. Thank you guys on YouTube. Have a great day.